Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Ahole Design. Let's begin with number 19. I know it's been posted before, but I really hate these Microsoft ads on my licensed Windows OS. If I wanted the cloud, I would have forking signed up for it. Get all your screenshots on all your devices. Whenever you take screenshots, we'll save them to your PC and also put them on the cloud so you can see your screenshots anywhere. I haven't been prompted, although maybe I have during one of those please upgrade to Windows 11 moments that happens every time I restart my PC and it installs updates, or even if it doesn't install updates. But on a similar vein, okay, Photoshop, for the love of God, how do I stop getting you to prompt me to sign my, or save my files to the cloud instead of just defaulting to my PC? I go to save a file and it shows me this save to our cloud box every single time I want to save. And I've saved a couple there by accident. Now, every time I go to save, I see these two files that just pop up and I have to click into a submenu to save it to my computer locally. It's infuriating. Stop it. Uber Eats have removed the ability to cancel your Uber One membership. How is this legal? The answer to that would be it's not. You definitely have to have a way to cancel your subscription. My guess here would be it might be in the main Uber app itself, or it could alternatively, I don't know if it's paid through like Apple or iOS or something like that. It might be tied into your Apple ID, which would be under the settings, and you go in and... Anyway, it's all obfuscated and annoying, but there's definitely a way to cancel it. They can't have you not able to cancel, especially a company that's as big as Uber. So there's some way to do it. Maybe they just moved it to try to make it a little more annoying, and maybe you won't cancel as a result. Microsoft forcing you to update Windows to play Minecraft. Boy, it's Minecraft. We're hitting close to home here. Okay. First, Windows needs an update. We'll resume installation once Windows is up to date. I've never actually been prompted to update Windows before, and I'll tell you, I've played a lot of Minecraft in my life. In fact, I would say I've probably played more Minecraft than the average person. And I don't like to update very often. I kind of procrastinate restarting my PC. So, I don't know, this seems like an unusual one. Maybe this happens if it gets like super duper desync, like if you haven't updated Windows in years and now the launcher has been updated and requires some sort of dependency, but I haven't seen it. Had a lot of samples starting on Minecraft, although oftentimes with third-party launcher clients, but they usually tie into the first-party launcher after you. Anyway, I'm sorry this happened to you. I'm 35 years old. I've had the internet since AOL 2.0, and I was just clickbaited. It's his personal chef, by the way. Cause of doom confirmed for... Huh? Oh, I see. It's... Got it. There's a little apostrophe there. Barack's former personal chef. That's... I see. Yeah. But they just made it so that the headline looks... like, yeah. And you're like, wait, what the frick? He wasn't that old, huh? What happened? And then they know what they're doing though. You know? They want to get the clicks. Trying to switch to a cheaper plan on T-Mobile. This is all I'm allowed to see. No changing allowed. You are currently on the best plan. Your current plan. One plan. You don't get to see any others. There is only one plan. I'm being sarcastic, but I don't know. Maybe there is only one plan with T-Mobile. I haven't changed my phone plan in a very long time, which is kind of nice, I guess. And the price hasn't increased very much in all that time, which now I am just absolutely gonna jinx myself. And next month it's gonna come in and they're gonna be like, oh yeah, you know that inflation thing that's been happening? Yeah, about that price. 2x now. All right, and then I'm gonna have to start shopping around. I don't want to do that. Let's keep it status quo, guys. I don't want to deal with shopping around for phone plans, but maybe they only have one. And that's it. They simplified the whole thing, in which case, I guess, good for them. You don't have other options. You have the only one option. I don't know. So it's $15? 80 cents. But you can pay $14 for delivery. It's not eligible for Amazon Prime. That would be too good to be true. We have to make the money somewhere, so we'll make it in the shipping. It is like, it's a real interesting way to go about doing things, right? Because in theory, you can just, you can distribute the cost of something however you want. You could charge basically nothing for the item, and then you could have like a processing fee that costs $20. And then you'd be like, oh, shipping is free. Okay, well, why is there a $20 processing fee? Well, that's actually the cost of the item, but we just thought that we could put free in front of your face to start off with, and that'd really draw you in. You'd be like, is it too good to be true? And we'd be like, yeah, it's too good to be true, but you're already here, so you might as well buy the thing. I am slightly confused. Do you want to disable the data sharing? Yes, and accept, presumably? Do you want to, wait. Do you want to disable the data sharing? I am confused too. It changes the prompt when you flip the switch. So my assumption is that you keep it off and you hit accept. Does it allow you to hit accept? Okay, the accept button is grayed out either way, which is weird user feedback. So I'm assuming that this would be, you don't want data sharing. You hit accept, and then you presumably, unless they're lying to you, don't get data sharing. But maybe they just do it anyway. This, I assume, means you are allowing the data sharing, and then you hit accept. And then they're definitely going to do the data sharing because you've given them the green light. But they may just do it either way because I don't believe anything like this says. I just kind of am like, you know what? Nothing is private. That's the internet. The supermarket using pink lights in the meat section to hide the fact that their ham is fatty and gray. Oh, dude. Oh my God. Okay. So have you ever gone to a steakhouse? I have an anecdote here, right? If you've ever been to a steakhouse, have you ever had one that has both indoor and outdoor seating? And have you ever tried doing both, like one on one occasion, one on the other, or you just happen to get sat at one of each at some point? Okay, so there's a really nice steakhouse I've been to many times, and they have indoor or outdoor seating. Usually it would be dark by the time I'm going, regardless, even if it's the outdoor seating, and then you just be illuminated by whatever their lights are, even if you're outside. I've been, though, a little earlier when it still had daylight, and I was sat outside, and they served up the steak. And I was like, what happened? It looks really not as appetizing as it usually does. And then I was like, wait a minute. This is just due to it being in outdoor daylight. And it really affected the look of the steak. It was still the same steak, tasted exactly the same as it always does. But boy, I'll tell you, when it's just in bright outdoor lighting versus under the curated indoor nighttime restaurant lighting, it is quite clearly a night and day difference. And it looks way more appetizing when it's in the curated nighttime restaurant lighting. But yeah, they're trying to, it is probably slightly different lighting what they're trying to do, but oh, the lighting makes a really big difference when it comes to that kind of food. Oh my goodness. It really does. Twitter recently changed their logo to X, and I almost pressed that X button. I thought it was a close button and an embedded tweet. Bro, you and me both. I genuinely thought that the X logo in the upper corner of the site was to close something, and I kind of thought about going over and clicking it, and then I was like, wait a minute, no, that's the logo, isn't it? And then I tweeted about it, and it was kind of like a joke tweet, but also my brain it actually had that thought. It was a true origination of the tweet that I made. This $100 textbook. Yeah, it just doesn't have the binding, but wait, does it not have the third binding? Fits in a standard 3-ring binder. Are you sure? Because I know that this is a book, and maybe it teaches you how to count, but I'm only counting 2 holes. Wait. Where's the third hole? Wait, or are you talking about, are you just saying, oh wait, no, that's the hole there, and got it. I mean, I think the ahole design part here is just the fact that it doesn't come with a binding, which seems to be fairly common on textbooks that I've seen. They're like, you know what? We could just not spend the extra money on having the book bound and just make the person who buys it do it, and they won't have any option. They still have to buy the book at a full price because it's the only one with the information and it's required by the class. So why should we go above and beyond? Let's provide the information in the most cheap manner available to us, so profits go brrr. Anyway, this doesn't look like it has a third hole though, which is weird. They seem to have forgotten that one, unless it's shorter pages and it fits, the third binder ring goes down here, and then I maybe I'm not like spatially visualizing this well enough, but that's kind of weird. Kind of weird. Maybe they have like bets in the textbook companies, like how user unfriendly can we make it while still charging full price? And then they like high five each other when the reports come in. It's like, yep, still selling just as well as it was before. Let's go. Why did we ever bind books to begin with? 6 fake download buttons. Real one is at the bottom of the page. Fake download. Wait, are you trying to get the YouTube app? What is this though? What kind of strange website is this in order to get like the YouTube application? I guess I figure that Android and iOS kind of dominate the phone market these days. And is there a third party kind of OS that this is being downloaded for? I'm not familiar enough. Maybe you're not trying to get the YouTube app. Maybe it's something else. But yeah, I'm totally not surprised that if you are trying to get a YouTube mobile app and not going through Google Play or iOS, you're gonna have a bad time. You're gonna have a really bad time. This is all gonna be people like rehosting the APK file or something like that on third-party websites that are gonna be real sketchy because most people would just be doing it through the App Store, Google Play, and I'm disappointed, but I'm not very surprised. Google shows 4 ads before the actual website. I mean, yeah, that's pretty usual. It's pretty par for the course these days, I think. The worst part though is when it looks super legit and you actually mistake it because you just kind of gloss over the sponsored thing, and then it's like you download something and it's the one that installs the freaking toolbars or something. I haven't fallen for that in a very long time, and even if I've downloaded the thing, usually I'll realize by the time I booted it up, like, this ain't legit. You're gonna install some toolbars. We're not doing this today. And then I'll go back and get to the real one, but yeah, it can be annoying sometimes. I have noticed recently though, oh my God, I don't know if it's gotten worse or if something changed, but on Amazon now, when I'm searching for a product, it's like the first 3 or 4 rows that show up in the product result are sponsored. It used to be like the Amazon's Choice thing, which I'm sure could also be gamed or something somehow, or Amazon just, obviously recommending their own products, but like, it never was that sponsored before. Now I'm like, wait, I'm at the 3rd row, and is it still? Yep, still sponsored. Holy frick, how many do you have? So, yeah, I mean, you just gotta add more rows of ads to make more revenue from ad revenue, I suppose, and stuff. Kroger changed the clear glass on refrigerators to displays full of ads and products they may not have in stock. We have definitely seen this before, but yeah, I mean, the only answer for fixing something that really ain't broken, because glass, well, it could be broken glass, but hopefully it's not, but it works very well for displaying the actual products that are right there on the shelf. It's like, that's something that doesn't need to be iterated on. There is no innovation to be had when it comes to just glass and seeing what's there. We don't need to change that. The smartest person in the world is not going to come up with a better fix. They're just going to realize, you know what, this works. It's been that way for a long time. But this, well, it allows you to overcomplicate something and also advertise things. That's the answer. It gives you an opportunity to advertise things in a dynamically updatable fashion. Sure, it's more inconvenient, and you have to open everything and be like, okay, is it actually there? But you can ads. See, that's the answer. How many ads does it take to recoup the cost of installing these displays? Probably quite a few. But, is what it is. What the fork is this then? Increase storage size. Do you want to allow built basics to use 1.8 gigabytes of storage? Would you like to allow the clothing website to download everything, all of their corporate records onto your phone? For some reason, they, lost all their data at one point in their office. Now they're just trying to back it up on like everybody's phone. So would you like to allow us to use your phone as our like network attached storage? Because that'd be pretty cool and helpful, because we don't want to lose our data again. If it's on everybody's phone, then it'll never really be lost, and that'd be pretty cool. So thanks for helping us out. Appreciate it. We like using the cloud. Twitter requiring Twitter Blue subscription for all DMs, even those concerning public safety. NYPD missing persons. You cannot message this user because you are not verified. Now, I'm all for dunking on Twitter these days, but I bet this is actually a user setting and not an application thing, because you can set it so that like DMs are open. You can set it so it's just people who you follow, which is how I have set it. I am gonna look. So yeah, it is a user setting. I don't know if NYPD missing persons set it to that on purpose, but you can choose if it's people you follow, verified users, or requests from everyone. So not Twitter's fault on this one, but might be a setting they want to look into. Spirit Airlines seat auction outright lies to customers about other bids. Despite receiving an outbid notice 4 days before my flight, I was later congratulated and billed for winning my seats just 2 hours prior to departure. On top of that, the plane was nearly empty. Bidding? Wait. Like you have to bid for seats? They have an auction and you like outbid another person if they bid a what? There aren't many big front seats, registered trademark, left on your flight to Indianapolis, and your offer for $159 has been outbid by another passenger? I don't want to bid for seats. I just want to buy the seats and be done. That's stressful. Wow. Oh, that's just, I don't like any part about this. Oh God. Congratulations, Spirit has confirmed your seat bid. So you didn't bid higher, and then at the end of it all, they were just like, you're good to go. So did you think you weren't gonna be on that flight? Then you just bought another flight, and then they were like, also though, your bid is stand up, and now we're invoicing and charging you for the seats that you're not gonna be sitting in. I feel like if somebody outbids you, your bid should be null and void. Right? If somebody wins an auction on eBay and then they fail to perform, it doesn't just default to the second place bidder and then charge them. That's not how this works. It could just be there is no other bidder and they're just trying to get you to pay more money. But still, they can't just charge you for your, what was a second place bid at that point? Huh? I feel like there's got to be rules and regulations about auctions and bidding and stuff like that that do actually exist, and this seems like it would be in violation of that, but I don't know enough to be able to comment for certain. That'd be great. Just like, you don't know until 2 hours before your flight if you're actually getting the seats or not. Just, hopefully you're ready to go at a moment's notice. Good God, now even websites want you to tip them. Wait, before you book, would you like to leave a $2 tip for saving you $18.64? Would you like to just increase our revenue? Like, you're not directly tipping an individual who helped you with the service, but would you just like to give us, the company, revenue? We think you should strongly consider it. The funny part about this, though, is like they could just save you $16.64 and then just pocket the $2, right? Couldn't they probably just do that? Which I guess it's nice that they're honest and they're not doing it, but they probably could have just gotten away with it. No one would have even complained. So, I don't know. Like, I'm not advocating for sketchy maneuvers here, but sometimes when you do the sketchy maneuvers, like, people won't even notice or complain. It's like the idea of raising your prices on your menu items by like a couple dollars and then avoiding the service charge at the end that you then expect a tip to be on top of, and the tip to be a tip that also includes the amount of the service charge in the tipping total of the meal. The Switch controller is designed so you can only use the cable it came with, so if you lose it or it stops working, you're screwed. This doesn't look like an actual, like a first-party Switch controller. I don't think this is a first-party Switch controller. Also, though, it looks like a standard, like, USB, mini USB or whatever it's called. Not a USB-C, but whatever. You've seen that thing before for charging your devices. It looks like a standard one. Maybe it's that there's this little, like, donger just kind of getting in your way. So, like, if you use a standard one, it's just gonna hit the donger and it's not gonna actually go in. But I wonder, like, could also be used in order to make it more of a, like, tight, snug fit so that it doesn't yank out if you're doing some super excessive gamer moves with your gaming or something. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about, is a little donger. Because that seems like that's a fairly standard port. It's not just like some weird third-party connection. I suppose you could just kind of like cut out a little notch in another cable if you needed to, but maybe annoying. I'm not convinced on this one, though. I'm not entirely convinced. This is the reset process for my GE smart bulb. I chucked it in the trash after a few tries. Old reset sequence. Bluetooth lights, firmware version 2.7 or earlier. What? Turn on for 8 seconds. Turn off for 2 seconds. Turn on for 2 seconds. Turn off for 2 seconds. Turn on for 2 seconds. Turn off for 2 seconds. 8 seconds, 2 seconds, 8 seconds, 2 seconds. Turn on. God, you just created the Konami code for a light bulb, but it's like a timed Konami code. And if you don't get it absolutely perfectly, what are the tolerances on either side of the 8 and the 2 seconds? Like, what if we did 2.4 seconds? What if we did 7.6 seconds? Would we be okay here? What are the logistics on this? Do you have a timer next to you that you're constantly like, I guess you just make sure that you're like, okay, here we go, and on. You're watching for the 8 seconds. Okay, off, watching for the 10 seconds, and then on, watching for the 12 seconds, watch 14 seconds, 16 seconds, 18, and then you gotta wait, there's 24 seconds. Oh God, was it on or off at this one? I don't know. Just toggling the button. What do I do now? And then you failed it. Can't you just have like a reset little paperclip button? Maybe in the part that makes contact, the electrical part that screwed, you know what I'm talking about? It just seems like that might be a better solution than whatever the frick this is. Oh my God, dude. Not even rocket scientists could do this thing. Holy crap. It's a bulb that came with my Google Home Mini, never buying another GE product again. Well, I guess fortunately you didn't buy it directly, it just came with something and it's a pain. So, I guess you got that going for you. Well, anyway, that's it for the last month of A-Hole Design. I hope you've enjoyed. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to stay tuned for more, and I'll see you next time.